Hey, I'm a hero. I play. I play sax.
My name is Margaret Dillon, and I sing and I strum some strings.
I'm Connor Mancini. I play trumpet.
I'm Bill Gerber. I play bongos and other assorted percussion.
I'm Benji Katz. I play bass.
JP Steve, I play drums, and I'm the treasurer.
I'm deserving.
And thank you everyone for coming. We are Indian Opinion. Like us on Facebook.
First question, when was Indian Opinion formed? Easy question.
Who wants to take that one?
Well, first, me and JP were the first ones to jam.
How'd you go from like just a jam session then into your first gig? Or like performance or
Does someone want to talk about the first house show?
Our first gig was the computer science picnic.
That was
Was
our
that-
first
that was our
real
first
gig.
real
Yeah,
gig.
that was like
after
before
that.
Computer
the
science picnic.
Oh yeah.
Well,
No wait.
What was the first gig? Yeah, we just,
No,
like,
the first
jammed.
gig.
It was like a
we,
house
we
show,
played
yeah.
opening weekend. That
Yeah.
was before the gig, wasn't
We
it?
couldn't get a bar to let us play there, so we just started playing shows here basically. And then we got our nice Indian neighbor to invite us to play their computer science picnic.
They thought we were gonna be playing Hindustani classical music.
Yeah.
With the name
Well,
and
they
stuff.
hired a rock band.
Yeah.
Well, it was great, and like, yeah, or was it? So our first show was here,
Yeah.
and it was like pretty much we made it like a house show, but we only rehearsed 3 songs.
yeah.
Yeah, it was very rough.
But then we just
It was the
Scratch
best
the
show.
jam
we
was
improv.
So hard.
And I was like, and then we got an awesome response from that, and we just kept going. And we were just like, wow.
We had like 250 people here on opening weekend.
It was
just
crazy.
mobbing, just having a good time. And I was like, we set the Facebook page up the morning of the house show, put that event up. And then, I mean, granted, it was like opening weekend, so it was just like random people who were heading out the bars anyway, like, saw like, oh wow, there's a lot of people at that house, let's go. And yeah,
Because this location is right where everyone walks to the bars. Taco Bell's right across the street.
yeah.
And like, it's like a perfect house to hit up, go see a rock show, and then meet up your friends right at the bar. So very cool. Yeah, very cool.
Until you get evicted.
So you mentioned you did a lot of improv on your first concert. Now that you're like more you're getting gigs at bars. I saw you at the Clazel. How much do you practice?
It
Um,
varies.
It just depends on how busy the semester
Yeah.
gets. I mean, we typically try and practice at least 2 times before any gig.
So then you do a lot of covers, right? And you also write your own music, correct? Or at least like add your own improv sections and stuff. How do you go about devising your own material, writing your own pieces? What's your inspiration? I guess what like do you look to anybody in particular when you like want to write a song, or do you even sit?
John Mayer. John Mayer.
Well, I write a lot of like the structures of the songs and like the forms and whatnot. And Benji has written a song before too, but like I leave it open because of how it's not like it would sound completely different if I wrote a song by myself and I like wrote all the parts. Like I just write like you know a form and a structure, but then like literally have no idea what it's gonna sound like in this setting with everyone's influence on it. Because people will think of their own lines and like that I would never think of. People think of their own grooves that I never imagined in the song, and it's just like then that's what it comes together. So it's really like I'll write a song, but that's like 40% of it, just because of like there's so much else that goes into it that I don't even know. Well, that's why I always write a song and they're just like, I can't wait to actually see what it will sound like, because it sounds completely different. And then with covers, we'll just throw ideas, make it different, like different grooves from you guys and like bass lines and whatnot, and like one of these guys would be like, I want to jam this section out, and like we'll make an intro to something, so it's like pretty like, you know, like collaborative. It's not just like, that's how we get our own sound.
Very cool. I went at the Clazel concert. You played "Ain't No Sunshine." Ensemble-wise, you're kind of an eclectic mix of a couple different things, is how I would describe it in a sense. You've got a saxophone player, you've got a trumpet player. Billy, you're on a couple different like percussion instruments that aren't normally found in like in your rock ensemble. Bongos.
If there's one thing I've learned after being in Indian Opinion, it's that I play the bongos. That's how people are gonna see
Big
it.
bongos,
The big bongos,
medium
the
bongos,
bongos.
Yeah, so like with you also have a wind chime I saw at the Clazel concert, and
You mean those
a
like
timbale.
really thin metal bongos that make the perfect sound? Are you talking about those bongos?
Yeah. So why like did you decide to add all of these not extra things, but these unique sounds to your ensemble?
I feel like it just happened naturally, like everything.
I feel like
else. It just
what
comes
everyone
together.
does.
Yeah, Bill,
and I mean like
Billy's in it and doing that, you know. It just came naturally. We were all in it together from the start.
Yeah, and it's not as weird as like everybody thinks. Like if you look back, like obviously we are not the first band to have like two drummers and a horn section in the rock and roll setting, like by any means. Like, and a lot of the covers that we end up doing are bands that like would have that sound already.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, like we're doing Earth, Wind, and
and
Fire covers. We've talked about doing like Santana, you know, stuff like that. Like a lot of the classic rock. Like I mean, at this point, every classic rock band like secretly had the second percussionist and a horn section when they were on tour. So people like definitely think of this as like, oh yeah, like rock and roll doesn't normally have this, and it's like, well, it does. It's just like not small scale rock and roll like this. Like
Where are you getting your ideas from? I guess.
Look at the food you eat. It's not like you just eat American food all the time. You eat an Italian dish. You have sushi. You'll have, you know what I mean? And it's like food. It's like music is exactly like that, because like if I just eat Italian food, then I'm just gonna play Italian music, right? Like, but if you just listen to like Jimi Hendrix, then you're gonna play guitar exactly like Jimi Hendrix and nothing else. So like it's just being cultured, and that's what makes your own sound. You know what I mean? It's like people get so like caught up in a genre, then they become closed-minded with other genres. But it's like in other areas of life, like there's such a fusion in a culture that you should be acculturated in every art and every aspect. So like music is just one of them, and people don't really realize that. We all listen to rap, we all listen to rock.
So then, kind of on this idea, I want to ask a little bit about what you want to do with your music, what you're trying to do. So when you're playing music, when you're creating music, what do you most focus on? The two things I have as like a starting point are like, do you focus on the aesthetic, just value of music, or you're like, I just want to make good music that people enjoy, or do you want to have some kind of message behind your music? Like, there's a political message behind our music, there's a social context, and they're not separate things. I'm not trying to say they're separate things, but just like as an idea, where do you focus your music around?
You should say what you like your vision when playing. That's interesting.
Yeah, when I play like saxophone piece, like actual classic piece, I'm like seeing views, like what I wanna play here, like something like majestic thing. Like when I see the sunset, like so huge and like the color of it, everything is like become my idea of the music. So like I like seeing so many different views. Like I like going Canada. Like I like
Canada,
Canada. That I tell you the sky was huge. So I, but it was so beautiful. Like Japan's different too. It's like more mountains, and like so like when I came to America, I saw a huge
Musically,
sky.
I mean, you want to think about creating a feeling, so kind of like aesthetically, it's about evoking a feeling in the listener, I think, at the heart of it. But there's also, sometimes you go into writing a piece of music, or writing a poem or a song or whatever, with a direct meaning in mind. But it's, I think it's got to be a balance.
One final question, just to like, not wrap it up as much, but as a look towards the future, where do you see Indian Opinion down the road? What do you want to do with the ensemble?
That's these guys. I'm out. I'm done.
We got to be the next Creed. I mean, that's always been.
Next.
I'm arrested. I love Creed.
No, I mean, I've always said I would just love everything we did this year if that just kept going
yeah.
on. that'd be
I would
great.
Just
I go anywhere.
I'm just focusing the music because the music will bring you down the different avenues. Like at least
We
for
just-
me.
Making
We
music,
just love
playing
jamming.
shows.
We just love jamming and making music and writing music and playing for people, and
We
that's
almost-
all our intentions. And look what we've accomplished so much.
Drug,
with
sex,
just
rock
that
and roll.
intentions.
I know, 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 I know.